Okay, so this is section 8 points, and it will cover in your packet pages 53 through 57. We're only going to do those first couple of pages. This will be part 1, and then part 2 of section 8.6 will cover pages 57, numbers 39 through number 54 on page 60. So right now I'll go find section 8.6. This is unit 9, page 53. All right, here we go. Number 1, here's what we're doing. We're trying to solve for x, but for these cause of problems, they're solving radicals, or these square roots that we have right here. And the first thing you want to do is get rid of these square roots. And the way you get rid of a square root is with the opposite of a square root, and the opposite of a square root is a square. So what you do is you're simply going to square both sides. And what that will do to the left side is it'll cancel out the square with the square root. And on the right hand side, you square the 7, which will give you 49. So x is 49. All right, number 2, and for the rest of these, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to square both sides. That will cancel the square root, leaving you only with a k. 10 squared is 100, and that's your answer. Number 3, same thing. Square both sides. The square cancels the square root. You get 3 plus 2 equals 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. And then from here, we're not done yet. We got to get the t all by itself. So what you need to do is subtract 2, and that will equal 9 minus 2 is 7. Number 4, same thing. Square both sides. X plus 7, because the square root goes away. 5 squared, remember, it's not 5 times 5. I mean, it is 5 times 5. It's not 5 plus 5. Or it's not 5 times 2 either. So that will be 25. And then the last step, subtract 7. 25 minus 7. Bring out those pinkies, those toes. 25 minus 7 is 18. Just giving you a head start, see if you can figure it out. This one, square both sides. Gone. R minus 4 equals what? What's 9 times 9? Not 18, 81. Well, if you switch the numbers, it is 18. Add 4, both sides. 81 minus, no, plus 4. 81 plus 4, 85. Number 6, square both sides. Cancels that out. K minus 12. It's a bad looking 12. 3 times 3, 9. What do I do from here? That's right, add 12. Boom. 9 plus 12. 21. Moving right along, number 7, really fast. Square these. 4 minus t equals 7. What do I do from here? Well, I'm going to subtract the 4. That cancels that guy out. Get negative t equals, how much is 7 minus 4? 3. That's not my answer because I want to get the t all by itself, and it has a negative up front. How do I get rid of this guy? You could divide both sides by a negative 1. That'll cancel the negatives and give me t equals negative 3. Number 9. Same step, always the first step is the same. Square both sides, cancels out the square root, leaving you only whatever is inside the square root, which in this case was 2t plus 3. On the right hand side, 0 squared, 0 times 0 is 0. And then you're going to subtract 3 from both sides. 2t equals negative 3. And then one last step, divide by 2. Negative 3 over 2 is your answer. Number 10, what do I do from here? Square both sides, square, square, cancels. 5x minus 4 equals 0. Then from there, what do? Add 4. I get 5x equals 4. Last step, divide. Divide by 5, not by 4. What is this? Who's doing that? Not me. I didn't do it. Then, 4/5 is the answer. Okay, so first 10. Beautiful. Turn the page. We got number 11 all by himself on the top. What are they doing here? Well, see, they have a square root equals a negative number here. And they actually want you to do this problem. The problem is that square roots never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever equal a negative answer. They don't. You just can't. It's impossible for a square root to equal a negative answer. So this problem is no solution. So here's how you do this. Whenever you see a square root, no matter what's in here, no matter what's over here, if it has a negative, you can't do it. It's impossible. So you don't even try it. Just put no solution. You might be wondering, well, what's up with this? Why are they doing it? Well, they're doing it just to show you that it doesn't work. Whatever answer they come up with doesn't work at the end. So that's what they're trying to show you. But I'm just telling you that it doesn't work, so you can take my word for it. 13. How do I do this? Well, first I need to get this 4 over to the right. Come to the right, a little 4. Then you add this. 7 plus 4 is 11. And then from here, well, we got to get rid of that square root. So how do I get rid of a square root? The square. Square both sides. That's gone. W equals 11 times 11, which is, all of you who have your multiplications, multiply 11 times 11. 121. Yes, good. You didn't use a calculator, did you? No calculators. 14. Subtract 3. Square root t equals 7. What do I do from here? What do I do from here? Square both sides. Cancel that guy out. 49. 7 times 7 is 49. Number 15 looks a little bit more confusing because it is. You're going to square both sides, just like they did here and here. Now what happens here is that this square squares the 3. So far we haven't really squared those. So let me erase this. What am I going to write here? So on the left, the square and the square root go away, leaving you only 10x minus 8. On the right, you got to square the 3, gives you 9. When you square this, the square root and the square cancel out, leaving you only x. So now you have 10x minus 8 equals 9x. What do I do from here? I got to combine the x's. I have an x on the left, I have an x on the right. Bring them together. When I subtract 9x minus 10x, I get negative 1x. Then I got to get rid of this negative 1. Divide. And that's going to give me what? What's negative 8 divided by negative 1? Positive. Remember, two negatives divided become positive. Next one, same thing. Square this, square that. What happens? I square the 5, so it becomes 25. I square the x, which it becomes simple x, because the square root cancels out. Here, this whole square root is going to go away, along with the square. They cancel each other off, leaving the radicand. The radicand was stuff inside, if you remember. From here, I subtract an x. Boom, gone. I get 15x equals 15. From here, divide both sides by 15. And my answer is 1. 1. Alright, number 17 is all done. Let's try the next two, 18 and 19. Let's make these a little bit larger. And what do? Same thing. Square both sides. Square, square. We can go really fast through these because we've done these several times already. So, what do here? Subtract the 20z. Boom. Negative 4z equals negative 16. That's a bad looking 16. And then final step, divide by the number next to the letter, so I can get the letter all by itself. All by itself. Don't want to be. Maybe I do want to be. What do? 19. Square both sides. And from here, what do? What do I do? Let's think about this. Bring the x's together. X minus 5 equals 1. And then one more step. Add the 5. You're ahead of me on this one. And over to the next page. What are we doing here? These things are looking confusing, but they're not that bad. You're going to square the left. You're going to square the right. That's what they did right here. And what happens? Well, on the left, you still get the x squared. On the right, you just get the radicand, right? Because simply the square goes away and the radical goes away. So now, from here, we're going to subtract k squared, subtract k squared. That cancels out. That cancels out. So I have 0 equals negative 5k minus 15. From here, what do? Well, I still want to get the k all by itself. So I'm going to add the 15. And that equals negative 5k. And then from here, I want to get the k all by itself. Divide by negative 5. Boom, 15 divided by negative 5 is negative 3. That's k.